I think it's the Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services, Michael Caputo, tweeting a congratulatory photo of, I don't know, how should I describe this? The world's most rotten looking lobster, to just like, cheers to you, Roger. And it was like if you cut it, sort of cracked into a lobster, and it was all just the green stuff, and it's shit. That's what it looked like.
Stefan described it as just a condom full of sand. Like, it is really one of the most, Stefan, heck, it is. I don't think that you could make a lobster look that upsetting. Like, it looked like a mitten that had been cut down the middle.
You guys,
after being boiled.
You're embarrassing yourself a little bit, because you're showing that you're not aware of the new haute cuisine wave of microwave lobsters.
The whole picture itself was, it came out maybe Friday or Saturday night, and that was definitely one of those moments where it's not like I go anywhere anymore, so it's just me and my wife, and I showed it to her, and I was like, I have to post about this, I'll be back in a minute. Which is not like what...
I have to go to the laboratory.
Yeah, it's not what you want, but it's also like, this is, to the extent that I have a job right now, it's like, if somebody's gonna put, like, if some undersecretary of human services is gonna put a fucked up lobster online, like, I need to respond. I can't just let that shit go.
Virgil, I've put the lobster photo in the chat, so just peep that at your own leisure. But I mean, like, David, you're a go-to for someone. It's pretty good, right, Virgil?
When you see the lobster,
there's just bacteria in there.
I know. We replaced the lobster meat.
Once again, you guys are embarrassing yourself. You guys have been to Red Lobster too much. You haven't sampled rare artisanal Gowanus Canal lobsters.
The only explanation I have for this is that he's already eaten the lobster and is just sending Roger Stone a picture of the husk.
Yeah, like, this was for you. I'm sorry, I was very hungry. So I just put the napkin in it because I thought you'd like that, because I know you're into weird shit. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that Roger Stone has incorporated lobster carcasses into his sex play.
A little bit. No, gentleman's evening of lobster play. I think he's not above it.
Yeah, I'm into lobster play.
Well, it's a very erotic animal. It's one of the most erotic animals.
Yeah. What's good about that ad, too, is it in the same way that a lot of the really bad Trump food pics are like, it's like the Ben Garrison cartoon. Like, there's just little shit hiding in every corner of it. It's not like labeled, but
it's the little details. It's not just the hideous lobster. It's everything around it.
So the other things
too.
On the table in that ad are an empty glass of red wine, or almost empty, a bottle of water, and then if you look in the back, lurking, this is the compositional coup de grace or whatever, is just a box of popcorn like you'd get at like a bar mitzvah.
Oh yeah.
Or a golf course.
There's also a shot of tequila, an emptied shot of tequila next to the red wine.
And there's a baguette that appears to just be somebody popped open a Pillsbury, one of those rolls of Pillsbury, and then didn't put it in the oven.
They
just brought it out to and here's some uncooked dough for the table. Yeah. If anyone would like that.
You order the lobster well done and the baguette extremely rare.
This is the European fashion. You people are showing yourselves to be uncultured rustics.
David, you are sort of like the Studs Terkel of chronicling the outrageously fail meals served at various Trump hotels and casinos. I mean, there's the classic martini shot as well. But I remember once it was at one of his golf courses. He had a steak salad named after his daughter. That was just a small hill of meat on it was a very, very very rare meat piled up on a few pieces of arugula, and it was named after his beautiful daughter.
The vegetables get treated so rudely at his places because they're like middle fingers, more or less. That like you'll get like some steak and it's sitting in like a puddle of like broken butter, and then they just like on top of it just one asparagus spear. They're like, "Fuck you." And just like throw that on top. Imagine it like bouncing like in a Red Lobster ad, and then they just keep it moving, send it out to the table.
You'd think they'd go like, "Oh, we hate fuck vegetables. We're not putting them on." No. You defame and debase the vegetables.
Yes.
You ritually you profane the vegetables.
You must go on killing parsley. It is that's like what's so remarkable about it's all this like 80s style kind of like luxury golf club food and stuff. So there was the thing with the lobster was like I remember after the picture went up and people were responding to it, there's a lemon, a half a lemon in like a little bag of cheesecloth. And that is like how lobster was served when I was like a child. Like when I saw like my grandfather get it at like a restaurant in Jersey City, and he was like, "Oh, nice, that's a good sized lemon. Thank you very much."
Classy.
That was like
They didn't skip on the
1984.
lemon sometimes they
Yeah.
skip on the lemon.
Yeah. No, and then the
That's why you gotta get poop.
bag will contain all of those awful lemon seeds, you know?
Yeah.
In a nice little
Yep.
cheesecloth sack.
But a lot of the younger people online were like, why is there like a little bag of marbles on the next to the lobster? And I was like, oh, well, this is like, obviously you didn't go to a seafood restaurant when Jimmy Carter was president. Because like, really showing
like
your
some-
age.
Some really glamorous shots of like a shrimp cocktail that's just like a couple shrimp floating in a SpaghettiOs liquid.
So
The thing that haunt
cursed.
the to me the archetypal Trump food, and David has talked a lot about this, is the heat lamp roast beef.
yeah, sweat.
That to me is the Trump meal. It is a hunk of gray beef that is under like a easy bake oven 60-watt bulb, and it's just sweaty and dry at the same time, and it's right next to dinner rolls the size and color of like those orange softballs.
Yeah,
that
that's
they use
the dinner
sometimes.
rolls are like I think sort of the key to all of this because
Yes.
it's like that's an easy thing to not get one that looks like it's made out of like a flame retardant material. That's like technically a flotation device that, like out of which a sandwich can be fashioned. And yet like they always every time I've seen a roll on one of his buffets, they're bigger and more fucked up than the last time.
Yeah.
Like some of them are like things if you start with like a King's Hawaiian thing, like everybody knows how to make that work, but then they just keep getting bigger and like oranger. And
So orange,
it's upsetting.
just and wet. Like always, like the light is always hitting them in a way that suggests that there's a sheen on top of
Yeah,
it.
but
Even
it
though
is-
it's supposed to be a roll.
I feel like he eats like most of his meals are like that too. Not
Oh,
just
yeah.
because I don't think he like we know that like he only likes like 2 or 3 types of food and like doesn't really like he's not a guy that likes a lot of things. I don't
Yeah,
think
he's
And he's not like
miserable. He
a
hates it.
pleasure
He doesn't-
guy.
He doesn't enjoy anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So that like eating a steak is like a thing you do because it's like the most expensive form of food in like imagined in 1987 when his like brain went into energy saver mode and just kept it moving.
Yep.
When it comes to great steaks, I've just raised the stakes. The Sharper Image is one of my favorite stores with fantastic products of all kinds. That's why I'm thrilled they agree with me. Trump steaks are the world's greatest steaks, and I mean that in every sense of the word. And the Sharper Image is the only store where you can buy them.
That's exactly it. It's like that denotes classy from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
So that's what he eats, even though he gets no pleasure from it.
The stuff that he apparently likes to eat. I don't mean to hijack the podcast with this.
No,
It's just
by all
it's-
means.
No,
this
but
is-
please.
It's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to talk about how much Trump loves white rice. It's apparently his favorite food.
David, we are no stranger to controversy here.
I know. I was gonna say this is you're gonna get a negative response, but I have to say what I think, which is that Donald Trump loves to eat just plain white rice. It is apparently one of his number ones.
God, it makes so much sense though, because imagine the psychic horror of being completely like subsumed in luxury and having absorbed like the sensualist ethos of like a decadent Roman emperor, but not actually enjoying anything.
Yeah,
Like
this
that's-
is like
no wonder
it gets
he's an
into-
insane idiot and like the most unhappy man on earth.
I think it's why all the aesthetics of his shit are so berserk. Because like he wouldn't know when to stop or like
Yeah.
how to stop because he doesn't really understand why he started in the first place. Like
Exactly.
this was I wrote about this back last winter when they did the Christmas decoration video, which 2 years ago Melania did one and it was like all the trees were blood red, like it was like pure Kubrick shit. And this time around it's just her walking around like in an empty White House, like sprinkling plastic dandruff onto garlands or whatever. It's just like I am Jewish. I've been Jewish my whole life. Like I'm married to a Gentile, but like not a religious person. Like even I know how to decorate a Christmas tree. Like you just go up to it and put a thing on it. It's not like hard. It's actually a very nice thing to do. And yet like it's just not in the equation for them.
Chris just sent in the Zoom chat a photo of the salad where it's just like it's a whole bell pepper with a
no.
little smiley face carved into it and filled with like ranch dressing that's leaking out the top like some fucking lobotomy.
Yep. Also, as with all Trump stuff, there's a lot more going on there. You got a salt and pepper shaker on the tray, and then you have the
massive
haunted
pastry.
scone.
Yeah, it's like a
Yes.
it's like a salad. Yeah, eating healthy for lunch. Just gonna have some vegetables. Have a plant-based meal. But on the side of it, you have the world's largest like fucking like I don't know scone or sort of glazed apple strudel or something. It's this mystery pastry that I'm sure would negate whatever health benefits eating the smiley face pear would, or no,
It also
pepper
has
would give
That
you.
fucking that pepper looks like one of the fucking masks from Halloween 3.
Silver Shamrock. Yeah, you eat that thing and then your face turns into
Your
fucking
face
crickets.
just melts off. Your face melts off, and you just keep thinking about how Christy Turlington was very unfair to you. Very unfair.
I sent that specifically in response to the vegetable must be desecrated.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
like it's a ritual profanement of the concept of a vegetable.
Yeah, this is definitely something that it's like to look at this salad is to instantly be transported to like Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt standing in the rain wearing hats in Seven, being like, "Have you ever seen anything like this?"
It's just like if they bring you the meal. What's in the salad? What's in the salad? What's in the salad?
Morgan Freeman goes to the library after hours to look through a bunch of cookbooks while classical music plays.
Like Marquis
Mounting
de Sade's
horror.
appetizing.
I used to think that lunch was a fine thing and worth fighting for. I believe in the first part.
No, it's good. It's like, what if Hannibal Lecter was a vegetarian?
It really is. Like it's hard to. It's like the way that they like Jerry Seinfeld's wife wrote a book about like how to like trick your kids into eating artichokes.
Yes.
This is like how you would do it with like like Trump. You'd have to be like, it's your enemy. Look, that's that's a real estate developer that you don't like. Don't you want
It's
to?
Bruce and Nellie Orr. Wouldn't you like to eat their face?